Hey, what's up, guys? It's ApologyMan. Today, we're going to be talking about my ideal dream buffs for Faust in Guilty Gear Strive. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below and a like. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks.
Hey yo, we noticed that only about 11% of you are actually subscribed to the channel. So go ahead and do me a favor right now and hit that subscription button. Also, it's important to note, once we hit 10,000 subscribers, we will be doing a massive giveaway here on our YouTube channel. So you'll definitely want to make sure you have notifications on for that. Don't delay, hit that subscription today. You heard?
So yeah, the changes that I'd like for Faust are it's kind of a long list of things that I'd want, but I'll just get through it without sounding like too much of a whiner, but it's going to be inevitable. I'm sorry. So one of the big things I really want for him is to make his 5L a 5-frame button instead of a 6-frame button. I understand that it is a long-reaching light normal, or a punch normal, sorry, but I think right now having a 6-frame attack as your fastest attack in this game is really bad. So there is a throw invul of 5 frames on Wake Up and Block Stun. So that means if you throw me and I'm mashing my jab as hard as I can, I get thrown out of it. It sucks. It's really, really hard with just how powerful strike throw is in this game. So just not having that, along with having like kind of lowish health, is really difficult, and the character gets suppressed pretty bad. So give him a 5-frame button, maybe even a 4-frame button. But I understand if you can't give a 4-frame button, because a 4-frame jab that goes that far would be kind of cheap. But yeah, that's one of the big changes I'd want for him. The next one I'd want change for him is actually his item throw recovery a little bit. So right now, when you throw items with them compared to past Guilty Gears, it is much more recovery, and I understand why the developers kind of went in this direction, because you have no restriction on how many items that you can throw. So you can just, before it'd be like you throw a bomb, you're like, all right, this is the bomb. This is my life now. I can't do anything until this bomb explodes. Now you can like throw a bomb, throw another item, throw a hammer, like whatever. But the way that they balance this is by giving him like way more recovery on his item throw, and that leads to a ton of problems, like when canceling from normals, like far slash and 2H. If the other opponent has like a far-reaching button, you have to really, really condition them really hard to let you do an item throw after an item or after a normal cancel. So I don't think the reward for it is quite right now, even after conditioning for them, because the items effects in this game right now don't have an immediate positive like right away, unless it's like meteors or like ton weight or hammer. So I think that, combined with the fact that his items don't give you an immediate positive benefit right away, is not a good combination. So they need to improve the item recovery just a tiny bit, just a little bit. The next thing that I'd like change for him is his overall damage, and particularly his damage off of his 6P. Historically, Faust would always get a lot of damage off of his counter hit 6P. I get that it's different. It's not an old Guilty Gears, right? But the big thing for Faust is that he is a zoning character, and a lot of people like approaching from the air, right? So him having a damaging anti-air combo is really important for him to really convince the opponent not to just air dash at him willy-nilly. There's a lot of matches I play where I am just like anti-airing the opponent over and over, and I'm like, bro, what is it going to take to convince you to not jump at me? And I feel like the damage doesn't really get good until he gets 50 meter. So a meterless good damage off of his counter hit 6P, I would love that so much. All I get is tornado, and I have to do like this option select hit confirm for it. Please, just give me like 5k or something, like counter it, like after the 6P counter hits, give me 5k. That's all I want. And another thing, talking about his damage, I'd like his damage to either be improved overall. There's a couple ways I guess you could do this. In the beta, there was a tornado loop that Faust had, but it, I think, was based off of a gravity glitch with how the tornado worked and how you steered it. So they just they didn't fully remove it. They just kind of tweaked it. So you only get 2 reps of the tornado loop. You'll see Faust players do something, tornado, close slash, tornado. And that's it, right? That's kind of like the end of the combo. Before you could do close slash, tornado, close slash, tornado, close slash, tornado, close slash. You could do it 4 times. It's really cool. And I think it was actually surprisingly more fair now that I see what top tier characters do in terms of damage. Like, I actually think that loop itself would put him in line with how much damage Soul, Ram, and May do. But, I probably shouldn't have tweeted about it. Maybe that would have helped it not get nerfed in the full version. So, kind of my bad, and some other Faust players' bad, but that's okay. Maybe give him some more damage. But, if they don't want to do that, just nerf the damage of the current top tiers right now. I'd actually prefer that more, because the damage right now is incredibly high. I'm getting, like, touch of death, basically, in a 1v1 fighting game, which is kind of insane. The next thing that I'd want for Faust is, and I asked for this several times throughout the betas, is for his super to actually break the wall. He is currently the only character, to my knowledge, that doesn't have a super that actually breaks the wall and gives him a hard knockdown. His wheelchair super, not only does it do like some of the lowest damage in the game in terms of super damage, it puts them back mid-screen. So that really sucks, because that is like kind of like the staple combo that everyone does in this game, and Faust can't even like do it, along with having like overall pretty low damage. So I would really, really want for his wheelchair super to just break the wall. I get why maybe they didn't want, because he's like breaking your shins and then you're like in pain and you just wallow on the floor. I guess so. They didn't want it like to break the wall just because it wouldn't make sense visually. Screw that. Just let it break the wall. Let it break the wall, please. And the last change that I'd want for Faust is to please change the trumpet item. The trumpet is the worst item Faust has ever had in any Guilty Gear ever, by far. Even more than Helium or whatever meme items he'd have before. It is the only item that the opponent is much more in favor of grabbing it over you, because a lot of the items in Faust's toolkit right now, both the opponent and you can interact with, but it is much more in the opponent's favor right now, because he throws the trumpet towards the opponent, and a lot of the time they are faster than Faust, like depending on the character, obviously. They can do some sort of forward moving special move to grab it, and then they just win the ground game instantaneously after that. It's really, really hard as Faust to stop the opponent from grabbing the trumpet in a lot of situations if you throw the item just in neutral and didn't have some sort of setup ahead of time. But it's really hard to plan for that to begin with. There's like a few ways they could change trumpet, maybe make it appear closer to Faust. I can tell that the developers are a little bit afraid of how to make the trumpet fair, because if it appeared a little bit too close to Faust, maybe be a little bit cheap. Honestly, just throw the trumpet in the trash. I hate it. It's really hard to balance. Like, I get it. Or you make it super, super rare, way more rare than it is right now. Even though it is technically, I think, supposed to be a rare item. I get it all the time. I don't know why. I think I'm just unlucky. But whatever. Make it like less than 1%. I don't want to see that trumpet ever again, please. All right. Hope you like those changes. Hope I didn't come off as a whiner too much. I probably did, but I love Faust, and I want him to be great again. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more.